In this video, we'll learn how to navigate Sakai and Edpuzzle, the two websites you use to access material for this course. First, Sakai. Go to durhamtech.edu, go to Current Students, and then scroll down to the Sakai tile. Now, you may also just go to sakai.durhamtech.edu if you happen to have that memorized. Log in with your username and password. And next, you will find the course that you are enrolled in up here. Now, we're looking for COM 150, and we don't see it. If you can't see it, you want to scroll over to Sites, find it, click here to make it a favorite, and then reload. Now you'll be able to see the course that you're enrolled in. Now, before we go there, there's one thing I want to point out to you. This is the Student Help tab. If you have questions about navigating Sakai, you might want to stop here first. It'll give you lots of great information, such as how to log in, reset your password, find your courses, which I just showed you, attend online meetings, which we don't do for this course, create new forum posts, which we do for this course, as well as how to take quizzes and tests in Sakai, submit papers and other assignments, and other fun facts. So the Sakai Help for Students is really helpful if you have questions about how to navigate Sakai. So once you log in, you'll want to click on your course, and you'll see everything in the course. First, you have the site information display, a cute little graphic that I have for you, as well as my name and email. If you have any questions, email me, and I'll do my best to answer them. You also have announcements right over here. Every so often, I'll send an email or just post an announcement, things going on at Durham Tech, things related to the class. Those will all be here. You can also see, if you click here, you'll see the announcements tab that has any announcements that are older than 10 days. You'll also see here the course calendar where you can click on it and it'll show you what's due. So we'll go to view the site as, here we'll go to our syllabus, where you have a copy of the syllabus. We can open it here. It has lots of great information, how to contact me, the course details. We meet asynchronously via Sakai. The assignments are due Fridays at 11:55 p.m. We'll scroll down, look at our required textbook. Here we have course policies, college policies on academic honesty, academic dishonesty, etc. In each syllabus, it will have a copy of the final withdrawal date for the class. Make sure that you know what that is in case you are in need of a withdrawal. You'll also have the grading policy here, as well as how to submit assignments, online attendance, etc. All of this information is in the syllabus tab, so if you have a question on when something is due, all you have to do is check the syllabus. Next is lessons. Most everything you need is in the lessons tab. We'll start with week 1, class orientation. Each week is set up like this. You'll have a cute little graphic. You'll have the information on what is the topic that week, and then when it is due. Next, you'll have a weekly checklist. So each time that you go through, you will be able to check it off. This week, you want to read chapters 1 and 2 from the Campbell textbook. You've done it? Check. Then you want to sign up for Edpuzzle, which is where you view your videos. Check. Once you've watched the videos, check again. You don't have to use the checklist, but it is a really good way to make sure that you've completed everything that you need to complete for the week. Next, you have your lecture videos. This explains how to log in, which I'll show you in a different video. Next, you have the videos themselves. Each video will be broken up into a few different ones, as well as supplemental videos that I have. They're numbered as such. 1.1 lecture means it's chapter 1, the first video, and it's a lecture. Then 1.2 lecture, that's a second lecture for the first chapter. Then 1.3 video. This is a supplemental video that goes with it. If you scroll back up here, you'll have a 2.1 lecture for chapter 2, a 2.1 video on how to use a printing press, and then a 2.3 lecture, more about books and the power of print, and then a 2.4 video, books book wars, ebooks versus printed books. Next, you have a chapter quiz. You will have a chapter quiz for many weeks in this course. It tells you what the chapters are over, when the quiz is due, how many questions, and how many points it's worth. It'll also explain what your time frame is to complete it. Now, the quizzes and exams in this course are two options, if you will. If you take it the first time, you can check the grade book and see what grade you got. If you're not satisfied with it, you can take it a second time before the due date, and you'll receive the higher of 2 scores. Feedback will be available once the quiz has closed 7 days later. Next, you have your welcome forum or your media reflection, where you'll be able to answer certain questions. In the welcome forum, it's worth this many points. This is when it's due. And you'll say your name, the gender pronouns that you use, and then you'll talk about your media diet. So we'll click here. Meet Ms. Gilbert, that's me. And I'll tell you about my media diet. We'll start with books, some of the books that I like to read. Then newspapers and news outlets, magazines. Now, some of these might not apply to you. For example, the only time I read magazines is when I'm waiting in a doctor's office. Maybe you don't read magazines. Sound recordings, radio, movies, television, internet, and digital gaming. This goes through all the chapters in the book, and you'll talk about some of the media that you consume. Then you will also reply to your new friends in the class, talking about some of the media that they consume. Now, I do want to point something out. This is a no shaming zone. People consume a variety of news and entertainment for a lot of reasons. Since I want to foster open class discussions, we're instituting a no media shaming policy. Whatever you read, listen to, watch, or play, and its worth or appropriateness is not up for debate. If you like it, there's no need to apologize for consuming it. If you think it's trash TV and you love it, awesome. If you think it's trash TV and you hate it, well, maybe don't say that to someone else who likes it. Because again, sometimes people watch trash shows just to relax and take their mind off a heavy job. So it doesn't matter what someone likes, or if you don't like it, just let it go. Encourage them, but don't discourage. We'll go back to the Lessons tab into the week 2. Again, you have your little header. It explains what is going to be covered that week, what chapters you're going to read, etc. Then more lectures, a chapter quiz, and then a media reflection. You will read a media literacy case study as presented in the textbook. Now, most of them will be dealing with the chapters at hand. So in this instance, newspapers as well as magazines. But this one is actually on the chapter 2, Banned Books and Family Values, because it's just a better case study. You will go through the 4 of the 5 stages of the critical process: description, analysis, interpretation, evaluation, and if you really want to, you can contact your local library and go into the engagement. Now, you will complete this looking at each of these 4 to 5 areas by the date, and then you will also comment on 2 of your peers' posts. Now, these involve a little bit of work, so you won't necessarily want to leave this until Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock to look at. For example, you want to find 2 books that have been challenged in separate communities. You want to take a look at the website, look for patterns that emerge. They're not overly complex media reflections, but again, you do want to make sure that you give yourself adequate time to do the assignment. Everything that you need is in the Lessons tab. You can also go straight to forums, assignments, tests and quizzes, etc. But you can also get to all of those actually from Lessons. Also, I want to point out the library podcast and the library blog. If you're interested in the Durham Tech Library, those are some great information. I also want to point out that in the forum posts, there is a rubric that I will show you. Let me just find it. Well, I guess I'll go the back door way to show you. here is your media reflection, where your description is worth 10 points. The analysis is worth 10 points. Interpretation is worth 10 points, as well as the evaluation. Those are worth 10 points. So 40 points is what you've written, and then 5 points each is for each of the comments. And that is how to navigate Sakai here at Durham Tech. Finally, we're going to learn how to navigate Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is a special website that I use that is outside of Sakai that allows for greater interaction with lectures. So I can insert quiz questions and other explanations. So you'll go to edpuzzle.com, click on sign up if you don't already have an account. I'm a student, and then either sign in with Google or sign up with Edpuzzle. Once you have your account, you'll go to log in. I'm a student. Put in your username and password. I have a secret student account. Now you will go to the plus in order to add a class, and you'll need the class code, which you can find in the Lessons tab in Sakai. Or there's actually an easier way to do it. Go to Sakai, click here, right on the link, and it'll take you right to it. So once it loads, it'll say, there's your class code. Just click Join Class. Once you're in Sakai, you want to pull up the class, and it'll show you all the information that you need. Right now, you have one assignment that is due. You have the sample Edpuzzle with the start date and the due date. It also shows you upcoming assignments. For example, for this start date and this end date, you have 1.1 lecture, Mass Communication Evolution, followed by 1.2 lecture, Mass Communication, A Critical Approach, and 1.3 video, Media Literacy and the Critical Process. 1 indicates that it's Chapter 1, and the point indicates which number of video it is in the series, such as a lecture or a video. So now we'll click on the sample Edpuzzle so you can see what's going on. You'll just hit start. You'll also see that there are 2 video events, a multiple choice question and an open-ended one. So you'll click play. It'll start, and then it has a video note. Many non-lecture videos will have a written note to begin the video to explain how it connects to that week's readings or assignment. You must click continue to advance the video. If you ever find yourself stuck at the beginning of a video, there's probably a note that you need to read and acknowledge. So click continue. Now it'll go to the next screen where it asks 2 questions. First, what color are Ms. Gilbert's cats? I have a black cat. His name is Beerus. Then, what is the title of the course textbook? This is an example of an open-ended question. So we'll put in the answer now. It's Media Essentials, and we'll hit submit. And yay, it's right. Ms. Gilbert runs a black cat household. And next question, it needs to be graded, so it wasn't graded automatically, and it tells you what the answer might be. Now you want to click continue. You can also turn on closed captions by clicking the English button here, the CC at the bottom of the screen. This allows you to read the words as they're being spoken, which can aid in your understanding of the material. Sorry, I had to repeat what the video actually said. And that is how to watch a sample Edpuzzle video. And you click here to show your results. It'll say that you completed 100% of the video and you only have 1 of 2 correct responses. Well, that's because 1 was an open-ended question that I needed to grade. That is an example of Edpuzzle. And I'll log out real quick and I'll show you what I can see inside my Edpuzzle by logging in as a teacher, logging into Edpuzzle, going to My Classes, and you can see in my gradebook, it tells you the student's name, and it tells you how long they spent, as well as where you can grade their information. Oh, I know what color cats I have, as well as, yeah, that's right. So that's how it'll show you, again, a grade of 100%. You've watched 100% of the video, and you've answered 2 of 2 questions, and you've done it on time. And that is how to navigate Edpuzzle to help aid your understanding of the material in our course.